Hello everyone, welcome to the online classes of biology for class 12th. Today we will discuss about human female reproductive system, oogenesis and menstrual cycle. All are in chapter 3, human reproduction. Let's start the session with the learning objectives. The learning objectives are female reproductive system, oogenesis, hormonal control of oogenesis, structure of ovum and menstrual cycle. After completion of this session, you will be able to understand these processes and will be able to relate with these terms in a better way. Reproduction is the biological process of production of young ones by an organism. Humans are sexually reproducing and viviparous organism. Human reproductive system is of two types, male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Today we will take up the topic female reproductive system. Female reproductive system consists of primary sex organs, a pair of ovaries, secondary sex organ, the duct system, and external genitalia with a pair of mammary glands. In the picture, the primary sex organ, the ovaries, and the duct system is quite visible. We are able to see that the uterus is lined by the perimetrium, myometrium and endometrium enclosing the uterine cavity. This is the site of development of the fetus. Now the paired ovaries, primary sex organs which produce ova, that is the female gamete, and female sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Ovaries are located on both sides of lower abdomen and connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by ligaments. Each ovary has germinal epithelium which encloses ovarian stroma. Stroma has outer cortex and the inner region of medulla. Ovary contains a group of ovarian follicles. Each follicle carries an egg. Now the paired oviducts. It is also called as fallopian tube. It has three parts: infundibulum, ampulla and isthmus. Infundibulum is funnel-shaped structure with many finger-like fimbriae. It helps to collect the ovum. Ampulla is the wider part joins isthmus, and isthmus is the narrow part which joins the uterus. Ciliated epithelium line the lumen of oviduct and helps in pushing the ovum towards uterus. Uterus is also called as womb. It is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall. Uterus has three parts: upper fundus, middle body and the terminal cervix. Cervix open to vagina. The uterine wall has three layers: perimetrium, the external thin membrane; myometrium, the middle thick layer of smooth muscles; and the endometrium, that is the inner glandular and vascular layer. Vagina opens to the exterior between urethra and anus. The lumen of vagina is lined by glycogen rich mucous membrane consisting of papillae and Bartholin's gland. External genitalia consists of pons pubis, vestibule, hymen and clitoris. Now the mammary glands. A pair of mammary gland contains glandular tissue and fat. Each mammary gland has 15 to 20 mammary lobules containing clusters of alveoli. The cells of alveoli secrete milk. Alveoli opens into mammary tubules. Tubules of each lobule joins to form mammary duct. Mammary ducts open into mammary ampulla and ampulla into lactiferous duct through which milk is sucked out. The diagram supports the literature part and everything is clear with the help of diagram that how these structures are leading to another one. Now the process of oogenesis. It is the process of formation and maturation of ovum. It takes place in Graafian follicle. Oogenesis is initiated in embryonic stage when millions of egg mother cells are formed within each ovary. No more oogonia, that is, the ovum mother cell is added after birth. Oogonia multiplied to form primary oocytes. They enter into prophase 1 of meiosis and get temporarily arrested at that stage. That means no more division will take place and now it will remain in this stage for till the further process occurs. Now there is a flowchart to show the process of oogenesis. Each primary oocyte gets surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells to form primary follicle. A large number of primary follicle degenerates during the phase from birth to puberty. This is termed as follicular atresia. It is a very important definition for board exams. Therefore, at puberty, only 60,000 to 80,000 primary follicles are left in each ovary out of millions of primary oocytes. Here, the flowchart, the oogonia undergoes mitotic division in the ovary and it will form the primary oocyte with the same chromosome number, that is diploid and 46 chromosome. Then the primary oocyte undergoes first meiotic division which occurs at puberty and in 1 month only one primary oocyte undergoes further development and at one time only one ovary functions. That means in one month one ovary will form the ovum and in the another month the next ovary will form the ovum after the female child attains puberty. Now the primary oocyte, when it undergoes meiosis 1, there is reduction in chromosome number will take place but with unequal division of the cytoplasm. Most of the cytoplasm is retained by secondary oocyte which is haploid in nature and very less amount of cytoplasm with another set of chromosome it cut down which is termed as the first polar body. Then the secondary oocyte, if it encounters with the sperm, it forms ovum and second polar body by the process of meiosis II. If fertilization fails to occur or the sperm encounter fails, at that time the secondary oocyte moves out of the body with the menstrual flow, and we call it as unfertilized egg. Now the development of the ovarian follicles, different stages. Primary follicle, a layer of granulosa cells surrounding a primary oocyte. Secondary follicle, more layers of granulosa cells and a new thecal surrounding a primary oocyte. Tertiary follicle, fluid-filled cavity called as antrum develops. Theca layer forms inner theca interna and outer theca externa. The Graafian follicle is fully matured follicle with a well-developed antrum. Primary oocyte within the tertiary follicle grows in size and undergoes meiosis I to form secondary oocyte and polar body. Secondary oocyte forms a new layer called zona pellucida. Graafian follicle ruptures to release secondary oocyte from the ovary. This process is called ovulation. Now the structure of ovum. As you are able to see, it is surrounded by zona pellucida and corona radiata. These are the outer layers through which the sperm penetrates to reach the ovum. Ovum is spherical and non-motile. It has three layers: the vitelline membrane, the innermost, zona pellucida, and then corona radiata. Now about the hormonal control of oogenesis. As the picture is showing that the hypothalamus will release gonadotropin releasing hormone, and it stimulates anterior pituitary to release luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Both the hormone will function on ovary. In turn, the ovary release estrogen and progesterone which work on the uterus. All this occurs at puberty. The green lines are showing the positive feedback and the red lines are showing the negative feedback mechanism. Now this is a diagrammatic view of menstrual cycle and the hormonal levels during the cycle. It is a very important diagram or graph for exam. Now the menstrual cycle, it is the cyclic events starting from one menstruation till the next that takes place during reproductive period. It starts at puberty. Its duration is 28 to 29 days. Its beginning is called as menarche and the stoppage is called as menopause. One ovum is released during the mid of each menstrual cycle. It occurs in primates, human, ape, and monkey. It has four phases. First phase is menstrual phase, lasts for 3 to 5 days, results due to breakdown of endometrium layer, its blood vessels along with unfertilized egg. And the unfertilized egg is the secondary oocyte stage. Second is the follicular phase. In it, the primary follicle develops into fully mature Graafian follicle. Endometrium of the uterus is regenerated by proliferation of its cells. It is due to increased level of FSH, LH and estrogen. Both FSH and LH reach their peak at mid of the cycle. FSH controls maturation of follicles and secretion of estrogen by the follicles. It lasts for 5 to 13 days. Now the ovulatory phase, peak level of LH called LH surge. It induces the rupture of mature Graafian follicle and thereby the release of ovum. It takes place at the mid of the cycle, that is 14th day. Fourth phase is luteal phase or the secretory phase. The ruptured follicle transformed into corpus luteum, and this stage lasts for 15th day to 28th day of the cycle. It secretes large quantities of progesterones needed to maintain the endometrium. In the absence of fertilization, corpus luteum is the ruptured Graafian follicle. It degenerates into corpus albicans. Corpus luteum, commonly termed as yellow body, and corpus albicans is termed as white body. And this causes disintegration of endometrium leading to menstruation. Menstrual cycle ceases at around 45 to 50 years of age. Now we have finished with the topics. I think you have attained the learning objectives of the session. Stay blessed, stay safe.